Okay, and welcome to your video tutorial on parallel lines. Today we are going to go over something that lots of you got wrong in that pre-test. So let's have a look. Some new words today. A line crossing two or more other lines is called a transversal. You guys will probably see transversals a lot in bridges, in roads. Any line that cuts two other lines is called a transversal. Okay, but when these two lines that are transversal cuts are parallel, some pretty cool versions or pairs of angles form, okay? And these angles will either be equal to one another because they will end up being like a mirror, or they might be supplementary. First ones are corresponding angles, and corresponding angles are equal. See how because these two lines in this diagram here almost look like a mirror of each other because they're parallel? That means that this little angle in here and this little angle in here are actually equal. This only occurs if line 1 and line 2 are parallel. So, how do you know if these lines are parallel? In this diagram in particular, well, parallel lines are indicated in diagrams with these two sets of lines, okay? On occasion, you may be asked to prove if the lines are parallel, and we'll look at that later, but in general sense, if there's two parallel lines, they'll be indicated in a diagram with these two little triangles. So, corresponding means here in here, and those those corresponding angles are equal. Next type is alternate. See how they're on opposite sides, but because this transversal is cutting two parallel lines, this side almost looks identical or in a mirror to the other side. So these angles are called alternate. This little guy is alternate to this guy over here, and alternate angles are equal. The last one is co-interior. Okay, if co-interior lines are parallel, okay, then the angles, if the lines are parallel, then the co-interior angles are supplementary. I like to remember co-interior because it kind of sounds like interior, and these two angles are on the interior or on the inside of these two parallel lines. And they will always be supplementary, or they'll always equal 180 degrees. So, kind of questions that you could ask. Find the value of each of the pronumerals, give reasons for your answers. Okay? This first question here. What did I learn last lesson about different types of angles? We learned complementary, supplementary, but you also wrote something else down. It was about vertically opposite angles, and we came to the conclusion that vertically opposite angles were equal. When you get a question like this, you need to look at it and say, okay, what in this question do I know? Okay, I can't work out B or A because I know that these are co-interior angles and they equal 180, but I don't know either of them. So sometimes you're required to look at other pieces or other pieces of information in the diagram in order to come to an answer. This angle here and this angle here are vertically opposite. So I know vertically opposite angles are equal. So A is going to be 110 because its vertically opposite angle is 110. Now A and B are co-interior, which must mean if A is 110, B must be 70 degrees because those two angles altogether equal 180. So A equals 110. Reasoning, vertically opposite angles are equal. Okay. B equals 70 degrees because 180 minus 110 equals 70 due to co-interior angles being equal. Okay, does that make sense? Sometimes you're not only required to just give the answer, but you're required to give the reason. Next example, find the values of each of the following pronumerals. Give a response for your answer. Okay, now I know that this one here and this angle here are corresponding. Okay, I know they're corresponding because that's in the two places that they're on. If this top one is 69 degrees, B is going to equal 69 degrees. Why? Corresponding. It's a bit of dodgy writing of corresponding. Now A. How do I work out A? Well, isn't that interesting? A and B are both sitting on a straight line. So if it's 69 degrees from there to there, A is going to equal 180, because it's a straight line, minus 69, which will equal 111 degrees. Okay, what's my reasoning behind that? Straight line is my reason, because they're both sitting on a straight line angle. Okay, that from there to there is 69, which must mean that that is the rest of it. There is another way you can do it. Okay, there is another way you can do it, and the first person to work out the other way to work out this answer will get the Mars bar. Oh, wait, there's a Mars bar. Yep, there sure is. Okay, first person to get the other reason will win the Mars bar. And that's it, guys. That's parallel lines.